So this is corn into corn that's in that rotation where we do 2 corns. This will be soybeans next year, then wheat after the soybeans, cover crop after the wheat. And we saw that one where Brendan was doing his work, and then another soybean. And if we look at the profitability of this rotation versus that corn on corn or versus a corn soybean rotation, this is the most profitable. And it's the most productive. And a lot of that is because the corn and beans yield better than they would in either of those shorter rotations. So we have higher productivity, so the wheat is almost free type thing. And that's really a characteristic of crop rotation that most people haven't looked at, is that synergism between crops. So this is now this is only 60%, so you'll see some platiness left in here, right? This is only 60% high residue. It's not as good from a soil standpoint as the corn on corn, but it's going to be better than a lot of things, right? And it's very productive this way. In time, and if we put in more cover crops, there's one of those transient burrowing worms. We have the ones that live in the earthworm burrows, and then they go straight up and down and live in a permanent burrow. This one goes sideways and up and down. And that's just the baby. And they engulf soil and sort out the good stuff and put the other stuff out the back end. And so they make these smaller holes that you see in here, as do roots and other things. And you have to keep those macropores open to the surface. If you don't, then they don't function. And the analogy of that is if you put your finger over the top of a straw, a soda straw, nothing runs in it. So if you have something like this, you pull vertical tillage through there, the infiltration rate drops immediately to half or less because you plug those tops and the water can't go in. It got to go through all the small pores instead of in the big pores. You can see we plant about 3 inches off the edge of last year's corn row. So with precision ag, we can come in, there's last year's corn row, here's this year's corn row. And so we don't try to run over everything, we just slide past it. And the same with our stripper heads and stuff, we try to keep the material long. It's better if it's all chopped up, it floats away. If you've been in areas where they chop up all the residue and you get a rain, it's all in the ditch. Or it blows and it blows in the ditch. This stays put. Keep it attached as much as we can, and then try to plant beside it or comb through it.